We as Muslims know that this is impossible. If you don't believe in Allah, if you don't believe in Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, you will be transformed or transferred into a pit of hellfire.
So I know that we can't make dua for a non-Muslim that died, and we cannot make dua for them to be in Jannah. But can we say rest in peace to non-Muslims when they died? Jazakallah khair.
Nu'man, will they rest in peace when they die? Yes or no?
I don't know what that means.
When you say rest in peace, what do you mean by that?
Like, I heard people, when a celebrity dies, you know, they say rest in peace.
They mean that you may die and your grave would be filled with flowers and favors and blessings of Allah, and that you will be in a garden of paradise. We as Muslims know that this is impossible. If you don't believe in Allah, if you don't believe in Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, you will be transformed or transferred into a pit of hellfire. So when we say, may you rest in peace, who are we kidding? Ourselves? No, this is not permissible for us to say for non-Muslims.
Sheikh, please, I have a question, Sheikh. Sheikh, I'm sorry if this is a little weird, Sheikh, or I'm making a sin, but Sheikh, I'm actually learning about the deen, and I'm curious about Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Sheikh, please, Allah said like he did not actually, like they did not kill him. He said in Surah Nisa, like Allah has resurrected him. So Sheikh, I want to know, is he... Yes. Yeah, sorry, Al-Ma'idah, I'm sorry. Allah said like they did not kill him, like he resurrected him. So Sheikh, I want to know, is he still alive? Like, is he in Jannah? Like where is he, Sheikh? Like, or did he also die like normal people?
No, he did not die. Allah Azza wa Jal told us that he resurrected, he ascended him. And the Prophet told us alayhi wasallam that he saw him when he traveled to the seventh heaven, and he saw him in the way there. So he's not dead, he was not crucified, and he was not killed. How is he alive? This is in Allah's hands. How would we know? We go to the Qur'an in Surah Al-Kahf, and we learn that the youth stayed in their cave for 309 years. How was that possible? And then they woke up from their sleep. This is in Allah's hands. We learn from Surah Al-Baqarah that a man came to a village that was deserted, and he said, how would Allah revive this village after its destruction? Allah made him sleep for or die for 100 years and then resurrected him, and he saw everything coming back to life. So this is in Allah's hands. We believe, and we don't go into details.
So Sheikh, I went to a masjid, and the way the masjid was constructed is that they are not facing the exact qibla. So should I, and I've told them about it, should I still continue to go to the masjid if they still not face the qibla?
The diversion is how many degrees, Akhi?
45 degrees.
5 degrees is fine, there's no problem. The prayer is valid. 45, which means this way. Still it is valid.
Yeah.
The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, the qibla for the people of Medina was to the south, this way. The Prophet said to them, what's between the east and the west is qibla. So even if you're this far, your qibla is still valid, inshallah. If they can correct it, that's fine, but if they don't, your prayer is valid, inshallah.
Sheikh, I have a question about marriage.
About what?
Marriage.
Marriage, okay.
I was supposed to get married to this girl.
Okay.
To get this woman, and we get engaged. And then after 2 years, she confessed to me recently that she used to get sexually intimate with my cousin brother because their families lived jointly together. And she says she was very nice, and even both their families did nothing about it. She even used to talk good of him to me, and she still used to talk to and sit with him. And now, since recently, she feels the guilt to tell me. I feel my world is shattered. I don't know what to do, Sheikh.
Are you married or not yet, Akhi?
No, we were engaged for 2 years, Sheikh.
You're not married
How
yet.
do I? No. What should I do?
Okay, first of all. Second of all, she cheated with your brother?
No, she used to get intimate with before we met, before we got engaged. She used to get sexually intimate with her cousin brother because their families lived together.
With who? With your brother?
No, her cousin brother.
Anyhow, if you're not married with her, she's non-mahram to you, and for the past 2 years you've been having a relationship, chit-chatting and going out and meeting, this is haram. She's not your wife. You're just engaged. And now she comes out and confesses of something that Allah concealed, exposing her previous sins to you, expecting you to acknowledge and to accept that. I think that this is a no-brainer. As long as you're not married and there are no strings attached, break this engagement and go and marry someone who's decent and marry it in an Islamic fashion.
Sheikh, so my question was, my brother wants to study medical in the States, and as you know how higher degrees are really expensive, and I've been reminding him that, hey, we should probably wait a little bit and not take loan that is related to riba. But he keeps insisting that, that there's no other alternative, etc. and whatnot. Now, I cannot control what he does. So ultimately, if he does end up taking those interest loans, will I be sinful if I help him later pay off the debt as soon as possible?
First of all, Allah Azza wa Jal stated in chapter 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 2, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Collaborate upon righteousness and virtue, and do not collaborate upon transgression and sin. Which means that helping him in applying for such student loans, taking him to the bank, facilitating it, this is collaborating with him. If you don't do any of the previously mentioned, and you just maybe accommodate him in your home as a brother, there's nothing wrong in that, because the sin is on him. He's the one who's being cursed by Allah Azza wa Jal and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam for dealing with one of the major 7 sins in Islam. And Allah has threatened those who opt for such loans to be waged war by Allah and His Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam, as mentioned in the Qur'an. So if he, as an adult, opts for such a loan, he's the one who's being cursed. You have nothing to do with that loan, not facilitating it, not putting your name as a collateral or backing him up or being a witness to it or driving him to the bank or the likes. Then the sin is on him, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.